Different drivers that are still in the pack. Oh, got a convention one here. Yeah, these are mostly just different drivers. But for one reason or another, here, these right here. This is the these are the U.S. versions of Payload and Hardtop, and here are the Canadian versions of Payload and Hardtop in the both sets in the bag. Okay, yeah, so that's 2010 convention, that's 2009, here is 2008, 2007, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So these are all, this is a bank of just figures from the various conventions. And then while we're on conventions, we'll come over here. These are convention figures from earlier years. The pilot and some of the figures that were redone. Moon Dancer, hold on there, see there's Moon Dancer redone for the convention. There's the Stalker, Snake Eyes, here's Quarrel, and these are all in their convention form. Okay, so these are all the Palitoy Good Guy Action Force figures. And then, I guess I don't really need to open these up because I mean, it's so obvious, from the front what's in here. And just what back here are their variations and other incarnations. These are from Venezuela. Here is the White Cobra Mortal. Here's a Zap from Venezuela. Rock and Roll from Venezuela. Here's an interesting one. This is a Scarlet figure that I got from a guy in Venezuela. Now, Scarlet is shown on the back of the card back. But also I know some people who say that Scarlet wasn't released. So I don't know, and it's a much different color than the Argentinian one. Here is, okay, this is Mexico, right? Yeah, this is Mexico. Okay, so here's the Mexican Scarlet, the Brazilian Scarlet. Okay, so this is the, but I have more of these anyway. Let me go. Okay, so this is, okay, let's put these in order. Brazil, Mexico, Argentina, and I believe, because I got it in Venezuela. And see how much browner it is? It's a very different looking figure. So I don't know if it's an Argentina variation or if it is indeed a Venezuelan figure. Right now I'm counting it, I have it with my Venezuelan stuff, that's where I got it, and I'm counting it as a Venezuelan figure, but I still have to verify that. We're going to try to do Fun School. There's both of these bins here. I'm just going to pull one of them out just to give you an idea. So, on top I have a bunch of the the figures that came with vehicles. We'll pull those off so we can get to what's really here. Okay, so, here's Hawk. Oh, I know, it'll be easier, I guess. Here's some, these are from Nilco. These are all from these are figures from Egypt. And here's this Stalker. I mean, the very first Fun School Stalker was African American, as was the Nilco. It wasn't until later that the Stalker became white for the Fun School version. But anyway, so I'll put the Nilco figures aside. And I'll just pull out some here. Okay, here's Rock and Roll. Here's Sergeant Slaughter. Here's the blue and yellow Major Blood. Here's the different lifelines. Okay, here's I won't do the bag stuff. Okay, here's Red Stalker. Here's the Purple Ripper. Shipwreck. There's a Shipwreck with no tattoo. Fun School did also do one with a tattoo. This is Cobra Commander. The coloring is just a little different on that one. Yellow Torpedo. Beachhead. Bat. Superman. Okay, here's the Blue Torpedo. Interestingly, I've heard someone say recently that Fun School didn't really make a Blue Torpedo, but that it's it might be a light thing. Let me show you the difference between this torpedo and a U.S. torpedo. It obviously isn't a big blue. I mean, it's sort of a slate blue, but it definitely is bluer in color than the U.S. version. Here's the Lady J. It's one of the targets. Here's the bat. There are two bats. There's a bat with black elbows and silver elbows. And let's see if I can find my bats. Oh, here's kind of a neat one. Here's a different gung-hos. Here's a gung-ho. There's the reverse tattoo one, but there's also one with a powder blue hat instead of a green hat. And then of course the Chuckles, and the Chuckles has a black. Chuckles came with either a brown, in Fun School, a dark brown holster or a black holster. These are the snakes, which are different than the U.S. ones. The one that you see the most often. Oh, let me get one that's full here. The one you see most often is for Fun School is that gray. But then there's also a darker gray, and then there's also a slate blue variation. Here is another Fun School one, and this is the slate blue. You can see the difference. It's actually sort of like the blue of that torpedo. Where is it? It's closer to the blue of the well, no, not really. It's sort of in between, but it's different than the darker gray. And so there are 3 different Fun School variations. And the reason I found this out was I had a few snakes that were sealed, but I sort of left them sealed. And then I bought a Nilco snake, the Egyptian one, and I opened it up because I was curious to see if there was a variation, and it was this slate blue. And then it occurred to me, I wonder if any of the other Fun School ones were slate blue. So I opened up boxes until I found a slate blue one. So sure enough, I mean, with Fun School there's always new stuff coming out. Dryhawk Drew, he came up with a bunch of really nice brand new pieces recently that no one had ever seen before. And hopefully he'll be showcasing those soon. There's just Fun School. It seems that the excitement never ends. Okay, here's a last pile of bins that I had forgotten to talk about. These bins here are items. They're packaged items from each convention, starting with the convention in the 90s. These are not like the loose ones that are up in my toyberry. These are to show how they became packaged, as well as mail-aways. For instance, like this is, they're also the loose vehicles. I forgot about that. So here we have, these are mail-aways from the 1980s. So here's, Cobra Commander, here's, Hawk and Clutch and Grand Slam, and this is the later Hawk. And it came as a 2-pack with Iceberg and Ace. Oh, here's another Cobra Commander. And Quick Kick, Ninja Viper, Bazooka. There's this set here. There's a whole bunch. Here's some boxed items. This is G.I.JOE Commander. This is let's see, let me see which version this is. Yeah, okay, that's the Cobra Commander mail away. And it comes with the card. And then this one here, what is this? Oh, this is Major Blood. Major Blood came as a mail away. And it came in a package like that. And let's see, so I'll put these back in their things in a second. And you just sort of dig down here, you find just a little bit of everything. More Cobra Commanders. Oh, here's another one. This is probably Duke. No, this is the mail-away hooded Cobra Commander. Let's see, what else do we have down here? Here's Star Brigade. No. Yeah, Steel Brigade. Star Brigade. And these are mail-away Mission Brazil figures that I didn't even know existed until very recently. Mail-away Ace, Major Blood, Hiss Driver, another Hawk. I don't know why I have a driver in here. That's odd. Oh, I know, because he came as a mail away with Zanzibar Skiff. That's right. And then here are the mini vehicles. Here's the Sergeant Slaughter, the large one. Lifeline, general. Jinx, here's the different Halo, Strato Viper, you get the idea. Most of the, oh, here's another one. I think this one's probably Duke. Here's the mail away Duke, and he comes with his decal. So here's the Duke himself, and let's see. Let's hope that everything is still there. Oh, I see. It came with that. Oh, there's the decal. This is a really nice little thing to have. And I have some Dukes that came with it on because the kids had actually put it on him, and for some reason over the years it stayed, which is really nice. What was that? Okay, that's one. I think that's the second convention. That's 2003, isn't it? And then this, yeah, this is the loose versions from the convention with the Dreadnoks and the Hydrofoil Tiger Force. And here's what I was, okay, these are all convention items and mail, oh, here's the mail away. And then here's the G.I.JOE convention one. And, this one doesn't have blueprints with it either. How odd. I wonder if they're folded up in there somewhere. And then, just also, these are from the FX show. Here's the convention. Oh, it just goes, there's just a bunch of stuff in here. Some really nice items too. I wish we had more time. For people who love chrome, like I do, here's the convention hiss from the Canadian convention last year. I got 2 boxes of it here, and I've got another box in the garage. They were too expensive to army build, but I still want to have 2 or 3 out in a diorama. I think they're an exceptionally nice vehicle. And in this room here, all these bins here are Playmobil, because Playmobil is some of the coolest stuff for building dioramas and play sets with kids. Here, okay, these are animals. Some of them you had to hand paint. But whether it's animals or safari, or like I've got the castle for Castle Destro, or there's just, let me see what this next one is. Okay, oh, this, for instance, an army, excuse me, not an army, a hospital setup, a train station. There's all sorts of civilian type scenarios also that you can set up. Here's one of my favorites, the Exxon station, but done as ESSO. So if you, oh wow, and here's construction items, and so if you want to let your Joes be incorporated into civilian life, where a lot of their adventures took place, Playmobil is a great resource, sort of tool building resource to use for building dioramas.